So how do I know if I have enough money to retire? Am I rich or am I poor? So this video is a more practical one and we'll go into the numbers. So first of all, hi, I'm Daniel. Welcome back to my channel, the Chi Nomad from Struggle to Freedom. And today the pace is different. I would like to explain you with numbers, how do I do my calculation and see if I can actually retire in the same way or same standard of life that I'm living today. And that's an important one. So I'm quite sure maybe you heard about it before, but there is the law of the 4%. And some people, I think the FIRE movement, speak about it quite a lot. And when I learned about it first time, I said, oh, that's a great idea. And I started to work with that. And it gave me really a clarity for what is my goal. Because if you want to live in a certain way, if you would like to retire earlier, or would like to retire or semi-retire, you need to know how much money do you have and how much money actually do you need to maintain a certain way of life. And that's important. Many of us today don't have enough or don't even have a clue of how much money we have. Some of us are still working and had a more or less steady paycheck. And when we think about retirement, we forget that when we stop working, this amount more money will reduce, maybe even disappear. That's important. So we have to prepare ourselves. So in order to choose the amount of money we need, first of all, I need to choose what is actually the level of abundance, I would say, that I actually need for my day-to-day life and want for my day-to-day life expensive. Need, because I have expenses. I need maybe to still pay the mortgage, I need to support my children, I need to eat, I need to drive my car, I need to pay for that, and so on and so on. Maybe I have medical insurance and whatever. So first of all, an easy way to more or less know that is that if you're still working, you know what is your income and you know what's your budget. So if you have an income and if you have your budget and if it's enough for you, and if you look at your life and think, oh, that's a great way to live, I want to continue my life in this certain way, then you know more or less what is your budget that will actually need. But maybe you have more dreams and desire. Said, when I will be in a retirement, I would like to travel the world. Or I would like to renovate my house before I do that. Or I would like to actually downsize my house because I don't need it anymore so big. So you actually save more money and so on. So let's go about the figures and then we see what we can go around it and to make it more clear. So for the sake of the exercise, let's say that today, more or less, my expenses are 10,000 and I would like to have enough money to retire. So the law of 4% says like that. Take the amount of money that you actually spending and need for yourself, multiply it by a year, so that will be times 12, 120,000, and now multiply it again by 25. That will be more or less around, 3 million. Didn't make the calculation. So it means that if I would like to retire and maintain the same structure of living, while I'm actually maintaining and keeping the bulk of the money, not spending that, only investing that in a slow grow mutual fund or something like that, something quite safe in the market. And I'm taking every month 4%. 4% yearly. That's it. We are allowed to withdraw about 4%. So it will come back again to 10,000. So 10,000 times 12, 120,000 times 25 give you exactly 4% of return that you actually can withdraw. So whenever you're investing, let's say I invest in the S&P, quite simple, and that's in average about 9% over the years, I have more than enough to withdraw and still have it there. And the bulk of money will never go down. And that's super important because some of us think about retirement. Okay, let's say I will have 1 million and I'm currently taking 120,000 a year for my expenses. So in about 8 years, we're done. We have nothing. We are poor. We maybe now, 67 or whatever, but we need to go back to work and we don't want to do that. So you have to be very clear. You have to be precise. And if you don't have enough money for that, if you didn't save the bulk of money that you need, by the time you want to retire, maybe you're 50 or 57, I don't know, then you can't. Super simple. I'm sorry. I'm very direct at that. If you don't have the money, you can't retire, not fully. Maybe you can retire partially, but you still have to have a part-time job to maintain your style of living. Or maybe 10,000 is too much for you. Maybe you should think and consider, can I live on 5,000 only? Then the bulk of money need to be half, 1.5 million. Maybe I have enough time to work and to save this amount of money. So I want you to be very precise with that because many people, have YouTube channels and everything, and it's okay, I learn from them also, but it's not glamorous. You have to be precise for yourself because if you're too rush and you jump to the water without this safety net, you will wake up one day and say, oh my God, I am in a big, big trouble and I don't want that for you. So make the calculation. Let's say for me, I decided that one thing that will help me a lot will be that I will continue to work until the age of 60. I would like to retire before, but I can't because I had to deal with a lot of debt. And that's okay. But I can slow down a little bit. Second of all, I know that I have 5 years that I put for myself from 55 to 60, so I need to have the bulk of money by that time. Third decision for me was to continue living in a country that the exchange of money is different from the currency I'm earning, and that's important. If you are an American and you earn dollar, but you spend dollar, or an Israeli, earn shekel, spend shekel, doesn't really matter, euro. It means that your buying power is exactly the same and parallel to your earning. But for me, I work with students from all over the world, so I earn money with shekel and Israeli shekel, dollar and euro. And that's more or less about, and that's more or less about 9 or 10 times more than the currency here in Thailand. So 1 shekel is about 9.5 baht. Or if you have dollar, it's about 33 baht. And that exchange rate is amazing because it means that I can maintain a very good or high quality standard life while earning money and saving more. And that for me, actually for my family, was the big, huge difference. But it's up to you. It's not for everyone to leave home, country, family, friends, and to go to live in another place. I know that. We actually decided in the start of the journey, and we stayed and lived in Nepal. Nepal is a very beautiful, amazing, exotic country. Super cheap, much cheaper, maybe half price of Thailand. but also not really glamorous. But we stayed there overall for a little bit over 2.5 years. And that really advanced us in the way of covering our debts and started to save the bulk of money that I wanted. Now we are here, different expenses, but we are working through a budget. And budget is super important. And you need to budget yourself for now, for the next 5 or maybe 10 years, until you have enough money in your bulk, in your amount that you invest, so you can actually, in the end, only take 4%. I would suggest also to have an emergency fund. Emergency fund supposed to have enough money for, I would say, 3 to 6 months. That's super important, of living, cost of living. Because, I don't know, something happened, you have to go for back home, you have to travel for family, you are sick, you can't work, whatever, okay? So first of all, have an emergency fund for 3 to 6 months of expenses. An emergency fund, it's not for, I don't know, buying a new car. It's only for emergencies that you can't really earn income. And then do your calculation about the 4% law and start working toward that. And if you see that the number is too high, don't be discouraged. Think about it. Do I really need to live in the same earning or the same way of life? Maybe I can downsize something. Maybe I can change country, okay? Change even state or area, okay? Maybe I don't really need the luxurious car I have, and I could manage public transportation. Maybe I will not go as much to restaurant or vacations, and I stay home and eat by myself and cook and go to free activities in the city. Build my community, my relationships, my friendships. That doesn't cost any money. Think about it. Okay, that's enough until now because I said I will be very practical. So what is your number? Write it in the comments. What is your way of life? Please write for me in the comments. Do you have any questions so I can answer for you? Write here in the comments, subscribe to my channel. I'll be more than happy to share my knowledge with you. Thank you and have a blessed day.